And also, I want to say a lot of people have been questioning how I'm doing this process and how I'm making all of these apps so fast and so high level. I'm giving you guys all of the game throughout my streams. I think people have been missing portions of the streams, or maybe they're just checking out my videos on my channel and not the full stream. But after this 30-day challenge, I'm definitely going to put out a video that breaks down everything piece by piece in a really condensed state. So you can just check that one video out and you should have more than enough information to get everything working. I'm also going to give you guys all of the information, all of the documents, all of the mock-up images, everything I use to make the apps. I'm giving it out for free. So you guys will all be able to make all of these apps. Yeah. Just working on making a website to give that out to everybody. It has to look clean enough and interesting, you know. But yeah, that's what we got going on today, right? It's one of the best animes that came out recently. Really, like, I don't like a lot of the new animes, but this one is incredible. I'm not gonna lie. Had to make an app about it. I know they broke the record for the most views for an anime too. So yeah. If you guys don't know about solo leveling, I would definitely check it out. Super clean. Super clean. Crazy. Crazy. It's like the fight scenes are epic. And I grew up on, like, you know, the Dragon Ball Z and Yu-Gi-Oh! And everything. But yeah, solo leveling really, man, they did their thing. It's an amazing anime. But yeah, man, let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right, so first thing I want to do is pull up that mock-up image and the project requirement document. I actually, if you guys aren't familiar, I made all of the mock-up images and all of the project requirement documents with ChatGPT. I basically just give it a couple of pieces of information on what I want the app to look like, and ChatGPT does the rest. So let me show you guys what ChatGPT gave us for this app. So this is what the app is about to look like, right? It's the solo leveling app. Clean. I love the color on this too. Like, I love the color on this. I was like, I have to do this. I have to do this one. And this anime is so just cool. A lot of people were saying it doesn't have that much depth. It's too simple, but I don't know. I like it. I like it a lot. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into it. So this is the project requirement document that I use. And I have one of these for every single app, right? Every day we make an app, we have a project requirement document and we have the mock-up image. So this is the mock-up image that we're using. And this is the project requirement document we're using. Both of these were created using ChatGPT. I gave it some basic information and it was able to just generate this document, right? So let's go over this PRD really quick. Just want to make sure, give you guys enough information. It's hard to balance. A lot of people just want to see the app being made. A lot of people want to know all the details down to the, like, every step of the way, right? Like, a lot of people really want to know everything about how I'm making these. And I just want to try and find that middle ground. I don't want it to lag too much because I am trying to make this for people who've never coded before, people who are just starting off. I want them to be able to dive into this. But I get it though. I get it though. I'm trying to find that balance for you guys. So hope you guys can stick with me. But yeah, solo leveling shadow archive, project requirement document. That's what PRD stands for, project requirement document, right? So, and just a quick little breakdown, a project requirement document is the same as if you are having an app made by somebody else, right? This document is a document that gives all of the information that that person needs to make the app, right? So if you want it to look a certain way, you add that in here. If you want certain details to show up in the app, you add that in here. Anything that you want the app to be, you add it in here. Anything that's not in here, like if you don't say how the app should look, they're just gonna do it how they feel like it should look, right? Like they're just gonna use their best judgment. So yeah, but yeah, let's go into it. So the overview, Solo Leveling Shadow Archive is an interactive, visually immersive web application designed to provide comprehensive information about the anime and manga series Solo Leveling. Built for fans, the app will include an episode guide, manga breakdowns, character bios, lore encyclopedia, lore encyclopedia, and embedded trailers, all wrapped in a rich, stylized UI inspired by the series' dark neon aesthetic. Cool. All right, so let's check out what the features are. All right, so we have a home page, hero selection featuring the latest trailers, quick links. So it'll have links to the episodes, to the manga, to the characters, and to the lore. So we want to make sure we give good lore information and good character breakdowns in here too. Maybe have a level scaling added in there. And yeah, it's a lot of things we can do. We can do whatever we want, really. But yeah, also we got the episode guide. So list of all episodes with titles, episode number, air date, summary, embedded trailers. Yeah, so all the basic information is going to be there. Manga companion, character list. All right, cool. So we want to make sure that we add all the information for the manga too. So if you check out the TV show and you want to learn about the manga, it can be kind of confusing sometimes. Like, you might know about the TV show, but you might not know about the manga, right? So you might say like, hey, I know the TV show episode, but I want to read it in the manga, see how different it was, you know, but you might not want to read the whole series. So it can give you that direct manga to read. And the manga is like a comic book. If you guys don't know, you probably know, but yeah, it's like a comic book pretty much. So outside of that, we have embedded video. So we'll lock in the trailers and make sure the trailers show up in the actual page as well. You know, give you a little breakdown in that trailer so you could check it out before you watch the full thing. Color palette. See, that's the thing with the project requirement document. We even have the actual colors that are being used, right? So primary color is going to be deep blue. Then we have a violet glow, crimson red, neon cyan, etc., etc. So we got the UX UI guidelines, mobile first. Want to make sure it works great on the phone. Most people use apps on their phone. People aren't really using these on PC as much. So phone is priority, always a priority. So many people have phones. Like, it's way more people with phones than computers. But yeah, that's a basic breakdown, and let's get into it now. Let's get into it. And I'll be giving that PRD to everybody, so you don't have to worry about that. And like I said, we have a video coming for sure that'll give more information on that. Also, if you're watching the video, I really appreciate a like, comment, and subscribe. Really helps the channel out, you know, let more people find it. And honestly, it's free, so why not? You know, if I seen your video, I would definitely like yours, and you know, so why not? You know, I'm giving a lot of information. Like, I know it may seem like just kind of, I don't know, like, I don't know what it looks like, but yeah, I promise you guys, I really have over a decade of experience in the tech field. I was senior infrastructure engineer at Wells Fargo, making $12,000 plus a month. Also have military experience. That's why the channel is military grade automation. Did 6 years in the Navy, and I was an Aegis computer network technician, which basically I was working with missile systems and everything like that. A network engineer working with missile systems, a lot of cool stuff. But basically what I'm saying is I have a lot of experience with this, so I'm giving you guys information that you're just not gonna find. So I really do hope people understand that this is super valuable, super useful. You can actually use the information you see in these videos to really make real money in the tech field, very fast, very easy. You don't have to know how to code, and that's what I'm really trying to show people. I have my bachelor's in computer science. You know, I'm in school right now also for a business management degree. Like, I already did all that, but I just want people to know. That's hilarious. They got the they got the troll video showing up. But yeah, I just want people to know that it's not about working harder, it's about working smarter, really. And I'm just trying to break down exactly what you need to know, exactly how you need to do it so you can make good money with technology. And this is all in the cloud. You don't need the best computer. I'm using, man, I got a 4090, 64 gigabytes of VRAM, all of that, blah, blah, blah. You know, I got like a supercomputer over here, but you don't need a supercomputer. You can do this like with your phone. Honestly, you can make this app with your phone if you wanted to. Like, you don't need any computer at all. So yeah, people should definitely be doing this. It's very cheap. You can start for free. So there's really no excuse. Everybody should be using this program. It's called Replit. Vibe coding. It's coding without using any actual developing. Like, you don't have to type out any actual code. That's called vibe coding, right? And there's a couple platforms you can do it on. You have Replit, Bolt, Windsurf, and Cursor. But Replit is my platform of choice because it's so easy and it's so straightforward. Like, it's super easy to do this. So let's see what it gave us, though. Let's see what it gave us. So, all right, we got Solo Leveling Tracker, a comprehensive solo leveling fan website with dark neon aesthetic, episode guides, manga companion, and character profiles. So like I said, we did not need any code to get this done. If you guys missed it, I put this document in that I had made with ChatGPT, right? This document was given to the program, and this mock-up image was given to the program. I just dropped these two into Replit, and I pressed enter, and it gave me all of this. And this is a full breakdown of what it's about to create with the app, right? So we have the home page with hero section and trailer embedded, episode guides with titles, summaries, air dates, manga companion with chapter listing, character profiles with bios and stats, lore and world building section, video embedded, YouTube, Crunchyroll, iframes, and API integration for anime manga data. And we have responsive navigation sections. So this is all going to be added once I press approve and start, right? After, if we want more details for the app, it can also add these. And let's check out what else it's thinking that might be cool to add later. Reason why you might be wondering why we're not adding these now. The reason why we don't want to add these features now is because we want to make sure that the foundation of the app is working before we add more on top of it. It's like building a house, right? You start with the ground floor, then you build the second floor, right? And if you want a third floor, you might build that also. If you want a basement, yeah, but you have to start with the ground floor, because if that ground floor isn't working right, you know, every other floor after is going to be bad too. So once you get that baseline good, you can add as much and throw as much as you want to in there, like, for sure. All right, but let's approve, plan, and start and get this going. Yep. Always wonder where I should put the camera. If you guys have a suggestion where you want me to put this camera at, let me know. I just like to put it right here because it's kind of out of the way. And if you guys are wondering, once that app starts generating, right, we have these files over here. These are the actual files of the app. So even though we don't have to code, we don't have to type in any coding at all, excuse me, but the actual app is built with code, just like every other app. This is a breakdown of everything. If you ever are wondering what any of these lines of code that were generated mean, all you have to do is highlight a portion of the code, right click it, and click explain with assistant. That's why vibe coding is so cool, because we can actually learn how to code while we're making our app. We don't have to learn and then start making apps. We can learn while we make apps. So whatever you want to know, this is a random line of code, right? But it'll give a full breakdown. No matter what line of code you select, it'll give you a full breakdown of everything that code does. And that's why vibe coding is super cool. Anybody can do this. People just aren't aware of it yet. But once people find out about it, I guarantee it's going to blow up overnight. I guarantee it's going to blow up overnight. But yeah, just for that little breakdown, it said this given code snippet is part of the middleware function that wraps the responsive object's JSON method in order to capture and log the JSON response before it is sent back to the client. Here's a breakdown. Const origin res JSON equals res.json. Here, the original JSON method for the res object is stored in a constant original res JSON. This allows us to call the original method later. So basically what it's doing is it's renaming this full line right here, right? Original res JSON is res.json. So every time you see res.json, it's just a renaming or a nickname of original res JSON. So that's basically what that means. I have some experience with coding, but if you don't, it doesn't matter. You can easily learn this stuff. I promise you. It just takes a little bit of dedication, you know, hard work, dedication, and you can definitely make it happen. You can build whatever you want. That's why I'm building 30 apps in 30 days, because I want people to find out and realize you can make an app in a couple of hours, anything. But yeah, let's see what it got so far. Let's see what it got. Oh, okay, still loading, still processing. But The good thing about this is it actually shows us every single step that it did while making the app, right? So we can see right here, it started with the creating the shared schema, right? Then it made the storage file in the server. And then it made the routes, right? So the shared schema, this is some basic information that'll be shared throughout the app. So a lot of different portions of the app will be using this information, so it puts it in one file, right? Then we have the storage file. This storage file should be pretty obvious. It's for storage. It's for storing your data, right? So we have a storage file. Then we have the routes. The routes are used to point the information to the right place. So you might have some information in your storage that you want to put on a web page, right? The routes are used to point out where that would go. Think of it like a road, right? If you're at home and you want to go to work, right? The route is the route that you take to get to work. So it's pretty simple. After that, we have source index.css. Anytime you see CSS, you should think visuals, right? You should think images. You should think design. So CSS is pretty much what allows this to glow right here. That makes this purple. That makes the background blue. Any design choice will be under CSS. And you also, again, you don't need to know any of this to make the app. I didn't use any of this information to make the app. I just generated the app. But the more you understand about the process, the better you are able to manipulate the apps and do what you want with it. You know, it's like magic. It's really like magic. Seriously. The more you learn, the more you can do, but you can already start off doing some crazy stuff. But yeah, see, now it's installing dependencies, etc., etc. It's still processing this. All right, nice. All right, so we can see it has character cards showing up, manga chapters being generated. So it really understood everything that we said in that project requirement document. And now it's just creating everything, right? We don't have to write any code. We don't have to do any of that. It's just doing everything by itself. Super cool, super useful. All right, so let's see where we get from here. Still generating everything. This first process will take a little bit longer, but everything else after this is usually pretty quick with any change that they make. Because, I mean, it's like, you know, it's been, what, 5 minutes? But it's making a whole app for us. Like, the foundation of the entire app is being generated right now with no code at all. Gotta keep saying that. There's no code required. And you can see how much it costs, right? 65 cents. So we made an app for 69 cents. 65 cents, excuse me. 49 actions. So it did 49 different things, bro. 10 minutes. 65 cents. We got an app. Let's see what it made. All right, so solo leveling, shadow archive. Enter the shadow world where the weak hunter becomes the strongest. Okay, explore episodes, manga chapters, character profiles, and the deep lore of solo leveling. All of this was generated just 2 documents right here. And for some reason, the AI is trolling us. I don't know why the AI would be trolling us right now, but it definitely is trolling us. I didn't put that in there, but yeah. So I guess that was the filler video that they went with. That's cool though. That's funny. All right, so you can see it has a couple of pieces of information in here. So we just need to flesh it out, but we got a decent foundation. Got a really decent foundation to start with. Cool. And this right here is just letting us know the app isn't actually fully deployed, which means it's not accessible for everybody to use yet. Just a foundation that we can work on, and we can deploy it if we want to, whenever we want. But what I always like to do, you can see if we click right here, this little chain, that generates a QR code. And what I always like to do is scan that on my phone, because that'll show us what the app will look like on our phone. So if you're curious about what that looks like on the phone, looks like this right here. This is what we're seeing on our phone now. So you can see the design is really clean on the phone and on the computer. Straightforward. All right, let's flesh this out. We can make this a whole lot better. All right. So first thing I want to do is use an API, right? So APIs are what we are using so that we can pull information about whatever we want, really. For this, we're going to use an anime API to pull information about solo leveling and get that into our app, right? So what I'm going to say is add in API integration so we can get real-time updates from the solo leveling anime / manga. Because I want both. I want real updates from the manga and from the anime, right? And this app, I think an app like this is really cool because you might be a fan of the anime, but you might want to get deeper into the manga or something like that. Or you might just want to learn more information. You might just really like the show and you want to learn more information about it. It's the most popular anime ever. In the history of anime, it broke all the records. So obviously people like it, you know. Why not find out more information about it? That's all I'm saying. So, and this is just a straightforward app for people to really learn, you know, and understand what solo leveling, or not what solo leveling is, but understand how to make apps, right? It's a pretty straightforward way to learn how to make apps. And I'm doing 30 apps in 30 days. So I got to reiterate, definitely sticking to more direct applications that can be built in one day and fleshed out. If I had a week, we could do some crazy stuff. And honestly, after this 30 days, I really want to take one of these 30 apps that you guys decide on and turn that into a full fleshed out project, right? Because we can build a lot. We can go so deep. Like with that Kai Cenat app, I wanted to add his voice to it. We added an AI to the Kai Cenat app so that he was able to talk to us and everything. But I really want to add more details to that. And the Tarantino app, it would be really cool if you could talk to Quentin Tarantino on that app, right? And really have a conversation with him. And y'all could go back and forth. I think that would be really cool. Maybe he could teach you how to be a better director or give you some opinions or whatever. You know, it's so much that we can do. It's so much that we can do with these apps, but I'm limiting it to one day. So we have to think fast and we have to be creative, right? And we have to make things happen. And if I can make an app in one day with no code, then anybody can make an app. That's the whole point. Like, I don't really want nothing from this but to show people that you can do this. You can be a software developer. Don't let it intimidate you. Don't be hesitant. You can do this. If I can do it, you can do it. I promise. I promise. So, see right here, I see an error with the latest episode endpoint. Let me fix it to also include the manga integration to use real solo leveling data. All right, so it looks like it's updating that now. It should be asking us for an API key because whenever you use an API, you need an API key. And the API key is used because when you pull information with an API, it costs data. So they don't want to give everybody endless data, right? Because data costs money at the end of the day. So what they do is they let you use an API key so that you can log who's using the data, right? And from there, it lets you get a certain amount of information. So we definitely will probably need an API key. In my experience, we always need an API key. I'm not sure if there's some public APIs that don't require that, but we can find out. What better way to find out? I'm learning what you guys do in real time. Like no one in the tech field really knows what they're doing. They know enough to get things done, right? You know enough to get things. This is what nobody's going to tell you, right? I'm talking to someone who was a senior infrastructure engineer at Wells Fargo, and I'm not old. I don't know how old I look on camera, but I'm way too young to be knowing as much. I'm definitely a genius level in the tech field for sure. And I can say that confidently. But yeah, in my experience, the main thing I've learned is people don't know what they're doing. A lot of these CEOs, I've worked with the chief technology officer at Wells Fargo. That was like my right-hand guy. You know, he was looking at me for information. But what I learned is none of these people really know what they're doing. They're all just kind of posing, because you got to think tech changes all the time, right? So if you're in technology today and 10 years go by and you still have that same job, are you really the guy who knows the most information? No, it's probably somebody who just learned the newest thing that's taking over the old thing, you know? So always think you have the opportunity to do as much as the next guy, right? Never look at it like, oh, he's so smart, etc. You're smart. You can do it. You can do it. And you should always believe in yourself. Always believe in yourself, and you can do whatever you need to. As long as you don't give up and you keep working hard, you can do it. I guarantee it. I've been there. I've done it. I've done it. That's why I'm here trying to teach people this information, because I realized how valuable it is and how much people just don't have it. So I'm really just trying to put that out there and let people know, like, hard work, dedication, just stay healthy, stay focused. You know, you can do this. You can do this, like, easily. I know people might be thinking, oh, if you could really make apps, then you probably would be just working at some company and making money doing that. But I already did that, and it just wasn't satisfying to me. I have enough investments where I'm good. I don't have to work anymore. But, oh, okay, so this is good. So you can see the resources have been maxed out, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to increase that, right? So I'm going to increase this to $10. And you can see I spent $40 so far. It's about $5, $10 an app for a day. But I'm making full-fledged apps though, right? So is that really a lot of money? $10? People pay $10 to buy an app. You know, you can make your own app with $10, if that. All right, so let's check out what they have. So we can see, okay, so we have some information here, but this isn't clickable, right? But we can see we have titles. The titles look correct. Titles look correct. And we can refresh and you can see it's connected. It has 5 episodes. All episodes got season 1 and season 2. Okay, okay. It's a decent starting point right here. Decent starting point. All right. So it looks like it's still working. Successfully enhanced real-time episode updates from Jacon API. Integrated live manga chapters from Manga Dex API. Created live status indicators with refresh controls. Added cache for better performance, 3 to 10 minute intervals. Built streaming status monitors, or monitoring, excuse me. Enhanced error handling with API fallback. All right, cool, cool. The website now automatically fetches the latest solo leveling episodes and manga chapters every few minutes, displaying live status indicators and update counts. Okay, nice. So it looks like it's still loading. And the thing is, it hit a budget limit while it was building the app. So I'm not 100% sure if the app actually completed what it was trying to do, because that might have stalled out a little bit. All right, so it's asking us to add a database. We don't need a database right now. A database is great because you can use a database to add accounts to your app, right? So if I wanted an account named Military Grade Automation, I could make that account, and then you could have an account as well, right? And each of us could have different favorites set up or different designs that we have. Maybe I want my app to look a little bit different than yours. Maybe mine will have a white background. If you have your account, you can save your settings and then that'll transfer over. It's also good if you want to make an app where you're charging people money. You obviously will need a database so you could track that subscription and things like that. But all right, cool. So the website now automatically fetches the latest solo leveling episode and manga chapters every few minutes. Okay, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Maybe it updated from when we were just checking it out, but I doubt it. No, it doesn't look like it updated. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is let it know. Get that out the way. That's the PRD. So anytime you see an error in Replit, what you want to do is catch a screenshot of that error, right? Just catch a screenshot of exactly where the problem was. You go back into the app. Let me close that up. That was just ChatGPT. All right, so you go back into the app and you type in error. You say, for this situation, we'll say the page is not looking correct. right? So I don't want to point out exactly the problem, which in my opinion, I feel like these should have cool pictures right here related to the anime. But all I'm gonna say is the page is not looking correct, right? Press enter on that. See what it gives us back. Should be able to make a fix to this one pretty easily. I can see the issue. The page layout is broken and not displaying the main solo leveling content properly. Real-time updates component is showing at the top. Okay. Main hero section and navigation aren't visible. Let me fix the layout and styling issues. I can see the issue. The main app structure needs to be restored. The current view shows only the featured content section without the proper hero section. So it's pointing out the problem for us, right? And looking at the structure, the issue seems to be the home section is being rendered, but the hero content is not displaying properly. I can see from the screenshot that only the featured episodes and featured character cards are showing, but the main hero section with the title, solo leveling, and navigation button is missing. Let me check and fix the hero section rendering. All right. So it looks like it is debugging and resolving that design issue, and it should be able to update that really soon. Hold on, let me step away for 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, we're back at it. Sorry about that. But yeah, all right, cool. So looks like it might have updated that. Let's see what we have. not seeing any changes. Huh. Okay. That's fine. That happens sometimes. It's all good. So basically what we're going to do is say, first thing we're going to say is update the design. Okay, so dropping that in there, error, update the design so the buttons on featured episodes and featured characters are show images from the anime. All right, cool. So looks like it didn't understand what I was requesting at first. It says it fixed the layout issue. So I think it might have just thought that since I didn't catch a screenshot of the full page, it might have just thought that the full page wasn't showing up or something like that. So I just broke it down a little bit more detailed and added in the names of these buttons and let them know that we want full cool looking pages or images from the anime on there. And we can view profiles. So these have different characters from the show and different profiles for each character. That's really cool. That's really cool. We're going to definitely need these character images updated though. Okay. Hold that up there. So it says it's updated with featured episodes. I don't think it is. Let's take a final screenshot. Okay. Let's see what we got. All right. Loading up. Okay. See if that updated. If this didn't update, the next thing I'm going to say is use the API and allow us to pull images with the API. We should have been asked for an API key. All right. So it asked if we were satisfied. Definitely not satisfied with this. Error. The buttons are not showing images from the show. Use the API to pull the images. Request an API key if needed. Right, so I'm letting the API know, ask me for an API key if we need an API key. If we don't need an API key, that's fine. But if we need an API key, ask me for one so that I can give one, you know? All right. So it's saying that I'm right and it needs to use the API. So quick tip with Replit, if your website is not showing information from where you need it to pull from, ask it if it needs an API key. If Replit needs an API key, it might not realize it needs one, so it may not ask you for one. But if you ask if it needs an API key, then it'll double check and request one if needed. So you just kind of got to point it in the right direction. It's like being a boss. You know, you have employees. The employees may not know to ask you a question, but you can suggest, you know, and that'll help out a lot. So, yeah. All right. Sees the API requests are working. Okay. Nice. So it didn't need an API key, right? It did not need an API key, but it was able to get that API issue fixed, it looks like, or at least better. Right, but all of these still don't have the right images yet. But we're getting there. One step at a time. All right, so now let me check if there's a proper character image in the character data file and update the featured characters. Okay. I can see the character images are currently using placeholders, so it's updating those images now. This image looks nice. I like this. Yeah, this is clean. I like this for sure. Long as we can get designs on this level, we'll be good. Oh, we got this right here. It's updating. Okay. So it is updating. All right. So I guess they didn't need an API key. Nice. That is nice. All right. So Sung Jin Woo still does not have that updated. Let's check out what we have so far though. It's always step by step when you're making an app. Like I said, start at the bottom, work your way up. You know, eventually we can have a whole lot of nice looking detail in here, but we got to start at level 1 before we can build. All right. And if you guys don't know what solo leveling is, this is solo leveling. Really cool action anime. Technically the most popular anime that exists. So, yeah. Crazy, crazy, crazy fight scenes. All right, let's get into it though. Let's get into it. Let's get back. All right, so updated the features. All right, nice, nice. And again, I gotta let you guys know, like, please like and subscribe, because this is like, you would have to pay tens of thousands of dollars to get this information, and I'm giving it to you guys for free. All I'm asking for is a like and a subscribe. So if you guys could do that, it definitely will help me out a lot. Really appreciate every like, every comment, all of it. Really helps me out a lot. All right, cool. So it's saying that it updated, right? But the featured characters still are not showing up. Okay. So always like to stick to one page at a time. So let's keep working on this page. And I'm going to just highlight this. And I'm going to post that image there. And I'll say the featured character section is still missing a picture. All right. So just letting them know the featured character portion still needs an image added to it. All right. So featured character section is indeed missing the character image. The image URL I used is not loading properly. All right. So it looks like it had an image that it was trying to put there, but it just wasn't loading. So now it's trying to update that. All right. So here's another image, but we want an image of the actual character. And in these situations, it might be better to just manually add that in. But also what you can do is, right, in this situation, you're not able to, because this is an image pulled from an online resource. Oh, it's still loading. All right, I'll show you guys in a second. All right, so you can see this select button right here, right? This button right here. If you click that and then you click a portion of the website, it actually shows you some details. So we can change the text color with that. And it looks like this portion isn't working the same as it usually would. And that's just because it's an image pulled from the internet, right? This isn't an image that we have built into the website. It's just pulling that image from a URL. So if it was a static image, what we would be able to do is change a couple features. And I just want to show that really quick, just to give an example, right? So this is the background, and background is transparent. All right, so this one isn't functioning the same way as well. Different portions of the page. This is a feature that's built into Replit, so it's not a standard feature, but looks like it's not taken on this one. Let me find a portion. All right, this probably is good for that. All right, let's try right here. See that text color is purple? Now we can change that to whatever color we want. Boom. No coding necessary. Just literally click right here, click the word on the page, and we can just edit things, right? The background transparent, but we can change the background. Okay, so that's not applicable, but look at this. Sorry about that. Didn't even realize. Yeah, the mic was off. The mic was off. Sorry about that. It's hard to catch that audio, but I'm only day 6 of the 30 days, you know, so still learning, but yeah, we'll get on that. But yeah, so I saw the Jin Woo image wasn't updating, and all we have to do is take an image, right? What I did was copied that picture, pasted that here, and said update the image, right? So now let's see if we was able to get that. Probably was able to get that, but we just need to verify that that's looking the right way. All right. We check that on the full app instead of on the smaller screen. Okay. View profile. So yeah, it looks like that is not updated yet. So all I really have to do is just let the app know, or let Replit know, the coding platform Replit. Just let it know like, hey, that's not looking updated right now. And it should be able to get that fixed for us. All right. See, it's asking us right here, does the featured character section now show the correct Sung Woo image? Don't think it does. No, it doesn't. So what we're going to do is copy that. Error. The image is still not showing. Boom. And that should be able to update the image for us really fast. All right, I can see the image isn't displaying properly. The issue is that the attached asset needs to be served correctly by the server. All right, so it looks like it might have found that problem for us, and it should be able to update that. While it's updating that, I'm going to assume that that will be able to work correctly, and we're going to go ahead and set up that next image so we can pull that in. Right? So these are the characters we're going to need the images added in for. There's only like 12 of them, but we can just manually get those in here really fast. Oh, it's actually only 6. All right. So yeah, we can manually get these added in. Shouldn't really take that long, maybe a couple minutes. All right. And it might be better that way, you know, like having that little bit of extra depth in there where you're manually going through. A lot of times that can help out. See that image was updated now. Let's check it out. All right, so this image was able to be updated. So it looks like it updated on the front page, but it didn't update here. All right, so all I'm going to do is say, actually, I'm going to highlight this whole portion so it knows where I'm at. And I'm going to say the image update does not show on the characters page. Boom. So now it knows that I want this image to show for both the main page right here and the actual character page. So it'll be able to update that for us pretty soon. Okay, nice. So they have monarchs and shadows. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Huh, some of these images are missing now. That's weird. Might just be updating. You see? Yeah, so it is just updating and making some changes in there. All right. So looks like it's updated that the way it should. Let's check it out. All right, nice. So now we can get these other images updated. And let me find a clean image of her. Decent image, looks nice enough to add in. Let me see. Let's go with this one. All right. So all we're going to do is say update image. Boom. Then we're just going to go through and do that for each of these few characters really quick. Update Monarch. All right. Add that next one in here. Update. Goji. All right. Nice. And you can see it's actually updating these images in real time. I only have to refresh the page. As soon as I put that image in there, it just gets those added. So still updating in Gunshi. Still loading that one. So Thomas Andres can get that update too. Oops. All right, let me recopy that name. All right, so Thomas Andres in here. Okay. Boom. Update. Thomas. All right, and who else do we have? Who else do we have? All right, it's loading. Get that back up. All right. So now we have Igris. We can get that updated too. All right. So let me get that name. Boom. Igris. Igris is so fire. Igris is so fire. Let me use this image. This is really cool. All right. So right now we're just getting that foundation set up for this app. As soon as the foundation is updated, we'll be able to add a lot more detail into the app and see how far we can get it. 30 apps, 30 days. 30 apps, 30 days. And again, let me know what you guys think we should add into the app process, you know, or what apps we should work on after this, or what you guys want to see added to these apps, anything. All right, so all of these images have been updated. You can see it breaks it down to hunters, monarchs, shadows. Cool. So we got those images populating. Now, let's check the featured episodes. All right. So for featured episodes, we definitely want these images to be updating it also. So I'm going to just highlight these and say the featured episodes are not showing images from the episode. All right. So all I had to do is let it know, like, hey, the featured episodes aren't showing images from the actual episode, and it should be able to get this updated for us. So let's see. I can see the featured episodes are showing placeholders. So it notices that it's using placeholder images and not the right images. And the episode cards are using placeholder images. Okay. So it found that problem. Now it's updating the home page. Okay. So it realizes what a problem is, and it should be able to get that updated for us. So it's saying it's updating the home page to pass the image to the episode cards. I don't really like that. I wanted to use different images for each episode. So let me see if we can get that working correctly. Episode cards should display authentic solo leveling anime artwork. Okay, cool. Let's see what we get from that. All right, so it's showing the same image. We need these images to be different. So all we're gonna do is highlight that portion of the code again, paste that in there. Error. It is showing the same image for each episode. Use an API to pull actual cover images for each episode. Use TMDB if needed, or another API if you are not finding the correct image. So I'm basically letting it know the way it's pulling these images isn't correct. And I wanted to use either TMDB, which is a good movie and TV show API that I've been using a lot. It's really good and it allows you to get a lot of great information. But if it can't use that API, which I'm just suggesting from our movie app that we built the other day, if it can't use that, then it should use something else. But I'm letting it know the way you're pulling these images isn't working right. We need to find a better way to pull these images. So it should be able to get that updated for us. All right, let me search for an API that provides individual episode screenshots or use TMDB API for episode specific images. All right, cool. So it looks like it understood the request. Okay. So it used the TMDB API. It found the ID number. This is the ID number for solo leveling, right? You got the air date. Cool. Episode list. All right. So it looks like it found the images for the episodes and it's about to add those in. All right. So like I mentioned before, it's asking us for an API key. And I already have my API key built in from the other day when we were building that movie app. So all I have to do is press continue. If you don't have the API key, it'll actually give you details on how to get that API key. You can see right here, create an account, go to settings, request a free API key. So it actually gives you details on how to find the API key if you ever need one for whatever you're using. It'll suggest what API to use, all of that. Pretty much everything you need, it'll give it to you. Like you don't have to know anything about anything you're doing. So anybody who's reluctant or anything like that, you may not feel comfortable with making a website or an application. Don't worry about it. Just jump on Replit.com, get started. It's free. You'll find out. My videos should help a lot and give a lot of reference to tips and tricks and things like that. But I guarantee anybody can do this. All you got to do is just have a little bit of motivation and you can make it work. For sure. Yeah. All right, cool. So it looks like has a key. Now it's creating a custom hook and update for the home page to fetch episode specific images. Okay, nice. It's updating in real time. Let's see if we can see that changing right now while we're on the page. All right, so we're on the page here, right? And it says updating. Let me check this out here actually so we can see that change. We shouldn't even need to refresh the page, I don't believe. Yep. And these apps might look a little bit empty in different portions. Like you might be wondering why the sides of the app are more empty, but that's because a lot of websites that people make have a lot of advertising, right? So usually on the sides you would see advertising, but also I'm not worried about advertising. If you guys want to make apps and put ads in them, for sure, you can make a lot of money with that. But this will look nice on your phone. That's the whole thing. Like the way it's designed, when you show it on your phone, it'll look really, really clean. And most people are going to use these on their phone. So yeah. Let me see. Doesn't look like that updated. So what I'm going to do is it probably pulled the pictures. Knowing how Replit works, most likely it did pull the pictures, but it just wasn't able to import those correctly yet. So it has the pictures most likely in storage. It just needs to redo how it's trying to show them. So error. That's another thing. If you try and fix a problem and it shows you the same thing, usually it just thinks that it made a change, but it didn't fully complete that change. So just let it know. Just let it know like a person, you know. The images are still the same. So I'm just letting it know the images didn't change. Most likely it's going to say like, oh, we pulled the images, but they're not showing the way they should. Let me update that. That's pretty much how it goes. All right. Let me debug this by checking what the API is returning and fix the URL construction in the hook. All right, nice. So it knows exactly where to start checking for a solution to the problem, and it just dives right in. All right, so it's optimizing. agent memory. So the cool thing about agent memory, the agent memory that Replit uses remembers all your previous apps that you make, right? So if you make 5 apps, your 6th app will be a lot more detailed and a lot more streamlined than the other 5, because Replit, just like a person, will actually learn from its mistakes. It'll learn more what you want. It'll learn more about the issues that it was causing, and it'll fix those. So each time you do the same thing, it'll be a little bit better every time. And you can see that localhost 5000 right here. This is the port that we're using. So it's a local host. That means that it's being hosted locally, right? It's not an outside server. It's being hosted locally inside a Replit. And port 5000 is just one of the 65,000 plus, I think 65,535 ports in total, if I remember correct. But there's about 65,000 ports that it can use, and port 5000 is just the port it's using. So that's good to know, because you might be trying to run a couple of different apps at the same time on the same port. So it's always good to know what port you're using. All right, so it said it debugged the problem, and you can see these are the images it's trying to add in there. Let's see if it fixed that problem for us. All right, looks like these are updated now with the correct images. You can see no code needed at all. And now we got good images showing for each of these different episodes. That's cool. That's cool. So now, one thing I noticed already, this image didn't update, right? So I'm gonna just let it know that the front page needs to update as well. All right. Error. The front page did not update with the correct image. All right, cool. So the front page didn't update with the correct image, and it's getting that fixed for us. Let's see, we got that right here, and we should see that image update in real time. All right. Okay. Can see the API working perfectly. All right, found the issue. Episode at the top of the page is using hard-coded image. All right, so it was using a hard-coded image, right? And the app crashed. It should be able to fix itself. If not, we can just let it know. But it was using a hard-coded image, right? So the image that it was using was not being pulled from the internet. It was an image that it was saved on the actual app, right? So with that, it won't update. It won't change over time. It'll just be that same image every single time. We don't want that. We want the image to be real time updated. We want our app to automatically update itself, so we don't have to do that much work, right? The less work we have to do, the better. That's how I feel. All right, so now I got that image updated, right? Super cool. You can favorite these episodes and all of that. All right, cool. So these images are not clickable, right? I want these images to be clickable, and it should be able to show us ratings, where to watch it, how to watch it, you know, breakdown. It should be able to give us the manga. Also, we need more information here. We need more information. So I'm gonna just let it know these images are not clickable, right? So I'm gonna say error. The images are not clickable. The episode should all have a page with a description, rating, and manga reference that the episode is based on. I feel like that's some basic information that we can add into there. We can add more details after that, but I feel like that's a good little foundation to add in. Yep. And we are just about an hour in, and let's check out what we have. So an hour in, we have the solo leveling page, right? It still trolls us, so we gotta update this. Can't believe it did that. I did not ask it to add this in here at all. I did not ask for this, but yeah. So kind of makes you wonder how smart the AI really is if it's able to troll people like that, but whatever. All right, so we do have some manga references in here already. Definitely need these updated. We have the characters looking really cool. We can have more characters though, and I want these character images to be updated automatically. That would be really nice. But let's focus right now, one step at a time. So we also have a lore image. Hunter rankings. So it gives us some basic information. All of this can be a lot more up to date. But we're going one step at a time. All right, so let's check out. What are we checking out? Let me see. Okay, we're making sure those episode pages show up. Episode, what happens if we click it? All right, nice. Boom. Again, no coding. I keep saying that, but yeah, there's no code at all. Really would appreciate a like and subscribe. I'm the only one showing this information. But yeah, man. Yeah, it's going. So we got the episode popping up here. We got a little breakdown. We got a review, rating, a synopsis, manga reference. So it's letting you know what manga we can go to read this episode. You know, you might have watched it. We might want to read it. You might have read it. You might want to watch it, you know? So let me see what this video goes to. This video is unavailable. Where is it trying to go? So it's not trying to go to an actual image video yet, but we definitely need a trailer per episode to show up. So that's the next thing I want to do. I'm going to just let it know. Let me make sure I highlight the whole thing. It's always good to catch the URL in your screenshot. So I'm going to just paste that there. Say error. Each episode should play the trailer of that episode. Update the page to have the correct trailers showing. Update the pages. I'm gonna say pages specifically. I want it to update every single page, not just one page. Sometimes it'll just do a change and it'll only affect one thing, so that's never good. You want it to update everything for sure. But let's see what it gives. I can see the detail page is working, but showing video unavailable. All right, so it's finding the authentic episode trailers and updating the video IDs. Nice. Let me search for official solo leveling trailers. So now it's searching through the internet for the trailers and it'll add those in. Don't have to do anything, just got to ask it to do that. And it'll get that updated for us, for sure. All right. Now searching the web for that trailer. Okay. Cruising along. It's always fun with this 30-day 30 app challenge though, because we never really know what we're going to get each day. Never know how easy it'll be, how difficult it'll be, what roadblocks we'll run into, but it's all about learning, you know, in real time, doing it live. So, all right, looks like it found a trailer. All right. So it's saying that there aren't individual trailers for each episode, but I feel like there should be individual trailers per episode, right? I feel like there definitely should be individual trailers per episode. And that kind of makes me wonder. Well, I guess we'll see. We'll see. Maybe it'll get that updated correctly, but if not, we definitely can get that updated for sure. Okay. All right, so while this is loading, what I'm actually doing is using ChatGPT to try and find those trailer URLs in case we need it. It's always good to use AI with AI, right? So you can see right here, pull up the URL for each episode. So that's loading in the background. If the main direction we're trying to go in doesn't work, we can just fall back on ChatGPT, pulling up those URLs. We can just drop them all in and it should be able to update that. So either way, there's always a way to get things fixed. Let's see what we get. So it says trailer 4 for this. This is fire. It's fire. All right, cool. So it has a trailer showing. I don't know what trailer 4 is. I'm not sure if that's the correct trailer, but we can find out. All right. So episodes, all episodes. All right. So 2, let me see. Season 2. Yeah, so it looks like it doesn't have the right trailer. It just has trailers for each episode. Let me see if ChatGPT was able to give us that correct information. All right, so I guess they don't have trailers per episode. That's so crazy to me. All right, so they don't have individual trailers. Let me check though. So this is official trailer, right? So let me see. Solo Leveling episode 1 trailer. Yeah, I guess they don't have individual trailers. That's crazy. The biggest anime on the planet, and they don't have individual trailers. All right, that's cool. Well, if they don't have individual trailers, then, we can't do magic. I'm not going to make a trailer for each of these episodes. So we can rock with that. That'll work. So I'm saying this is episode 4, right? Why is episode 4 showing up across from episode 1? These should be in order. All right. So just to get these episodes in order, all I'm going to say is, I'm going to take a screenshot of that, post that here, put the episodes in numerical order. All right, so with that request, it should be able to get those episodes updated, put them in the right direction so we can get things rolling. Okay, so notice that problem. Now it's updated. Boom. Cool. All right. It's rolling. Yep. All right, finding the exact content that needs to be replaced by viewing a larger range. Need to also remove duplicate episodes section since now we're showing all episodes in order. All right, cool. So it looks like it has some issues in the code that it had built in. So now it's fixing those problems. It's nice. Okay. Now the episodes are displaying in the correct order. Allegedly. Let's see though. Let's see what they look like. Let's see what we got. All right, 1, 2, boom. All right, cool. So these are in the correct order now. Really nice looking titles. Really nice looking titles. I really like these. These images are clean. And again, like we are looking at it on our computer, right? But this app is going to be mainly used on phones. So we got to check out how that'll look on a phone. All right, so this is that main page on the phone, right? You can see right here. Click play on that. Still trolls us. All right, that's still hilarious. Let's check out the episode guide. Let me see. So it looks like the episodes are not showing up on the phone. Oh, yeah, they are. Okay. That's weird. All right, so the episodes are all showing in here, right? Super clean, right? Like, this looks just as good as an app like the Crunchyroll app or whatever anime app people are using. And we made that app, we made this app in like an hour with no coding at all. So I'm just saying, like, professional level applications built in an hour with no coding whatsoever. Anybody can do this. If you watch this stream, you can make this app right now in no time. Really easy. So, all right, I like it. I like this. Got the rating, the duration, episode number, season. Okay, okay. So what I want to add into here, I want to add places where you can watch it, right? So I want people to be able to just go to this app and pull up the episode for sure. Okay, add links to watch the show from different websites. All right, so we're adding links now so we can watch the different episodes from different websites. I'm not sure what it's on. I know it's on Crunchyroll. I don't know what other websites that you can watch Solo Leveling, but it'll check those out and it'll add them in. All we got to do is just tell it what to do and it'll get that done for us. Really, really cool, really convenient, really useful. All right. And I like this design. It's pretty straightforward, but it looks nice. It looks nice to me. I like it a lot. And we can see, like, let's check out Crunchyroll.com. All right, so this is Crunchyroll, right? This is what Crunchyroll looks like. And we're going to be making a full anime app that's going to have all animes in there. And when we make our full anime app, which might be tomorrow, I don't know. But when we make our full anime app, it'll look better than this. Guarantee it'll be way better quality than this. But we can see how it's giving us the design, right? It looks clean. Has a profile picture up top. This terms and service, whatever. All right, cool. So it has new, popular, and all of this. So the anime app we make will look pretty much exactly like this. But I'm seeing how this is going, and it looks pretty cool. I want to see what Solo Leveling looks like, though, right? All right, so this is what Solo Leveling looks like currently on Crunchyroll. And this is what our website looks like so far. So next thing I'm going to do is tell it to make the homepage look like Crunchyroll. Literally exactly like that. I'm just going to say, make the homepage look like Crunchyroll. I like Crunchyroll's design. I'm not trying to be Picasso, man. I'm not trying to be the greatest designer in the world. I'm just trying to make my app really great, really fast. So you can see, right? Crunchyroll, free with ads, Amazon Prime, Apple TV. So now, if you want to watch the episode, click that button, man. You're right here. You are right on the page. Boom. Amazon Prime. All right, it looks like Amazon Prime, it didn't pull up the page, so we can get that updated. We can get that updated right now. But if you want to watch it on Crunchyroll, you can for free. Let's check out Apple TV. All right, no longer available. All right, so let's say Amazon Prime button did not work. So I'm going to post a screenshot of what the Amazon Prime button took us to. And I'm also going to show the page that I pulled it from. Right? I want to add the URL in there so it knows. And I'm going to post that as well. Boom. So now it knows that the Amazon Prime button didn't work, and it'll get that updated for us. It's really that easy. You drop in the project requirement document, right? Which is this document right here. This is a document that we created with ChatGPT. I just asked ChatGPT to make me a project requirement document for a Solo Leveling app. And I added in some details like make sure you can find information about the characters and find information about the episodes in the manga. So I basically just told it what I wanted and told it to put it into a project requirement document for Replit, right? Once it made that project requirement document, I asked it to make a mock-up image using that project requirement document, and it gave me this. So Once you get the project requirement document, just ask it to make a mock-up image. You don't have to necessarily understand everything about the project requirement document. You can just ask it for a mock-up image. And if you get a mock-up image, then you can verify if that looks like what you want. If it doesn't look like what you want, give it a suggestion. And then let it know like, hey, I don't like this color. Can you make it this color? Make sure you add this to the project requirement document. Just kind of tweak it a little bit here and there. And once you get comfortable with your project requirement document and your mock-up image, next thing you do, you go to Replit. And I'll even show you guys really quick. So we go to the home page of Replit, right? You drop in that PRD that we created and you drop in that mock-up image and then you press start and it'll generate your app for you. It's really that easy. So let's get back to it. But it's really that easy though. Like you don't have to do any coding, nothing. Any issue you find after that original app is generated, just copy it, take a screenshot, copy that screenshot, paste it right here, and just let it know what you need. Like, hey, change this, change that. This isn't working. Make this look like this website. Just kind of use your best judgment and get things going. Now look at this, boom. It was able to get that working correctly. And we got the solo leveling site showing up now. Really clean. So I want the home page to look like this. I want the home page to play this type of trailer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to catch a screenshot of this and say, make the home page play a trailer in the background like Amazon Prime does. Right? So I caught that screenshot, pasted that screenshot in there, and just gave it a quick, make the homepage play a trailer in the background like Amazon Prime does. Boom. And now it's updating the trailer for us, or it's updating the homepage for us to add in some type of visual in the background, make it look a lot nicer than it does currently. I just feel like that adds a lot, like it's vibe coding because it's all about the vibe, As long as you got good vibe, good energy for your webpage, people are going to like it. This is cool. This is fine, but it can just be a lot better. So we'll have that be a lot better. And why not? Why not? Very little effort. It just takes a little bit of focus and determination, planning out what you want to be done, and it'll get done. Really easy, really straightforward. All right, now I can see the current structure. Let me replace the hero section with the background video instead of the static image. Okay, cool. Cool. So it looks like it's found that problem and it's working on getting that solved for us. Nice. Or not really a problem necessarily, but it found what we want and it's updating that. And it's that easy, man. Did I type a line of code? No, not at all. We got that trailer right here. Boom. We got this portion down here. Looks really, really, really nice. As soon as we open the page, we get that trailer in the background. It's a nice looking website. Really simple, straightforward process. We go to episodes. We got all of them right here. Boom. All right, so now what I want to do is have images. Like I want the background of this to be an image from the show. Because I just feel like that'll add more to it and give you more of a feeling. The solo leveling world. Add a background image to this page from the show. All right. So now it should be able to, add a background image from the show. Pretty straightforward. I'll add a background image to the episode from solo leveling. Let me find a suitable background image from the show and implement it. Boom. I can see the episode section. Let me add a background image from solo leveling. Nice. All right, so if this looks good, we'll make sure that that goes for each episode as well. And we should have that looking really, really clean. All right, successfully added a dramatic solo leveling background image to the episode page. Let me also enhance a few more sections to maintain consistency. So I just asked it to add a background image, right? But it said, hey, I see the design style you're going with, so I'm going to add more of that style without you even asking. So it's cleaning up the page even more, right? This is not from the show. All right, so this is not a real image from the show, and we need a real image from the show. What I'm gonna do is type in solo leveling aura farm, right? I want a cool looking image. I want a really cool image. So that didn't work. Let me type in solo leveling cool image. And also we want that 4K. Okay, perfect. So save image as solo leveling. All right. So we got that image right here. Drop that in here. Use this image instead for the character page. All right, boom. So we found a nice 4K image, and I just let it know, hey, we want this exact image in there. All right, so it understands that request, and now it's making that change for us. No code required. It's getting that updated for us in real time. All right, now I'll update the character page to use your attached solo leveling image as the background. Nice. All right, so that is processing. Okay. Perfect. I've successfully updated the character page to use your provided solo leveling image as the background. Let me now update the document and provide feedback. All right, cool. So it looks like it got that done. Let's find out. So I'm not seeing that image changed yet. Huh. Not seeing that image has changed. Not sure what it did, but that's perfectly fine. What I'm just going to do is catch that screenshot right there, right? Post that in here. Error. The image did not update. All right, so just let it know the image didn't update, and it should be able to get that updated for us pretty fast. I see the issue. The image path I used isn't correct for serving static assets. Cool. So it found a problem. It's getting that updated, and that should be done very soon. Okay. Okay. Now I'll add the import and update the image source. Cool. So it is updating now. Perfect. Now let me test and provide feedback. Okay, so now it's testing that change that it made in real time. And we should get a new update for this. All right. Let's see what we got. It's still not updated. All right. So, updated the background image. Where did it think it updated the image? I'm wondering if it's changing something else. Got to make sure now. No, I'm not seeing anything else changed. Featured characters. Oh, okay. So the featured character portion has that image updated. We need that updated for episodes though. Right? So instead of using that same image, let's use a different image for characters or for featured. All right, cool. This is nice. This is nice though. This is nice. This is what we're using. All right. So same as the other one, save image. Boom. Go right here. Okay. Update the episodes page background to this image. Right? So now I'm gonna drop that new image in. So now I should be updating the episodes page to use that image that we requested. And the manga this needs to be updated a lot, right? So we're definitely going to need the manga updated so that we can find every manga and read them all. All right, so we got character page right here, episodes page right here. Both of these have been updated. Nice. Okay, so now we need a background for the manga, right? So we can use, it's a nice looking image. Another nice looking image. We can use this right here. This works for sure. All right, save image as. Boom. Go right here. Paste that in. Use this image to update the manga page background. All right, so now we're updating the manga page background to the image that we just gave. Should be able to get that updated soon. Excellent. Updating the manga page background with your new solo leveling artwork. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, cool, cool. All right. So it looks like that is updating. Let's see the results though. Let's see how it goes. All right, you can see, hit that limit again. Not a problem. We can get that updated. So what I'm going to do is get that updated to 15. All right, cool. Save that and we are good to go. All right. So it does cost a couple of dollars, but I'm spending that money because I need to show you guys how to use these programs. So I'm comfortable with spending that money to help you guys out. I just hope it really does help. You know, I hope it makes a difference. All right, so we got that image updated as well. Nice. Nice. All right, now we need that lower page background to be cool too. I love having each of these pages using a different background because it just adds a lot to the feeling. Adds a whole lot to the feeling. All right, cool. So this image will work as well. Boom. Solo leveling has like the best artwork. Solo leveling has the best artwork. Just gotta get back in there. Let me know if you got what you guys think though, because a lot of people say Demon Slayer. I think solo leveling has the best artwork though. So update the lower page background. And the more you make the same request, you can just kind of shorthand it a little bit. So I can just say update the lower page background and I know to understand what I'm saying because we've already updated a couple of pages. Excuse me. We've already updated a couple of pages to that new background. So it'll get this one updated too for us really fast. All right, got that updated. Cool. All right. Let's see what we get. Okay. All right, that is loading. And we should be good. All right, so let's check out the lore page. Nice. Character page, cool. Manga page, fire. Episode page, amazing. So, all right, let's look at our page, right? Let's look at the website that we made in less than 2 hours, right? It's the page we made in about an hour and a half. And let's go to Crunchyroll, right? Let's check out their page. All right, so our page, you know, website made in an hour and a half. Crunchyroll, website made over the course of like 20 years, right? Like, there's no comparison. Our page looks a lot better, a lot cleaner, you know, a lot fresher, a lot more interesting. Just better. Just better. So you go to that episode, and we got all the episodes here, right? So season 1, season 2. Let me see. Episode 6, episode 12. So isn't this season 1? Yeah, this is season 1. All right, so we have season 1 in here, but we want season 2 as well. Okay. Error. Episode page is missing season 2. All right. So it only has season 1 updated, right? We just need season 2 in there. So all we got to do is let it know we want season 2 showing up as well. Okay. So it notices that problem. And it notices that season 2 came out and it should be updated. So now it's going to update that for us really fast. Really, really fast. While that's updating, let's check out what it looks like on the phone. All right. So after about 2 hours, this is the app that we have created for solo leveling, right? Got all the episodes right there, characters. Go to the character page. You can see all the main characters of solo leveling right there, right? Refresh that, go back to the home page. All right, now we got the manga portion that we're still updating, but it already looks really clean. We get that back. All right, now we're going to the, boom, the episodes. And this might need to just load a little bit. Get that. All right, so let me see if the episode page is updated. Testing this in real time, so. Oh, yeah, because we're still updating that episode page, so it's still actually loading. You guys can see right here. Get that out the way. But it's still actually updating that episode page, so it's not showing up yet. But the app looks really clean so far. The app looks crazy clean so far. So we can see that it's still loading. You can see right here, my app on my phone just updating. And it's still loading. Still loading. All right, cool. So now we can see the episodes have been updated as well. Let me click that. Boom. Right. So that's one episode. But then now we got all the episodes. Oh, no, it's still taking me back to the home page. Let me see. Oh, yeah, it's still updating. Still updating. It's fast, but it's not that fast, right? Yeah. All right, so honestly, it's a ton of progress, super fast. It's going really well so far. All right, let me see how that episode page is looking now. So it looks like it's still not showing up on the phone. That might be a bug that we need to get fixed. Okay. You see all episodes. Yeah, it's still not showing on the phone. So we can get that fixed though. The episode page looks perfect on PC, but is not showing correctly on mobile. Boom. So just let it know, like the episode page looks really good on PC, but it's not looking right on the phone. And it should be able to get that updated. I'll check the mobile responsiveness on the episode page and fix any display issues. Okay, cool. Cool. So it looks like that is updating now for us. Okay. I can see the episode cards and layout need better mobile responsiveness. All right, so it should be able to get that updated for us. Let me fix the real-time update section. Nice. Okay. So it looks like it's getting that set up for us. But yeah, so far, man, this app looks amazing. Amazing. 1 day, 2 hours, less than 2 hours, full-fledged app created on live. If you like Solo Leveling, you should be using this app. If you don't like Solo Leveling, you should watch Solo Leveling, because that just means you didn't watch it yet. But yeah, great app. Has links where you can find all the episodes and everything. You know, different platforms if you need to. If you got an Amazon Prime account, you know, if you got a Crunchyroll account, either way, you can get to the app, or you can get to the episodes from this webpage that we made in one day. Browse episodes, boom, right here. All right, cool. And it says watch now, and it just takes you right to watching it, right? So you can just watch now, and it'll take you right to Crunchyroll to watch it for free. You can watch it for free with Crunchyroll anyway. So we got the character breakdowns, hunters, monsters, shadows. And we got everything right here. Really cool. Really cool. All right. So I fixed the mobile display issues for the episode page. All right, nice. So it says it fixed it mobily. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. So they're still not showing up for me on the phone. So weird. All right. Everything else is working perfect, but the episodes still are not showing for me. So this says all episodes. Let's check out season 2. It says season 1 right here, but it's not showing season 2. So it is some bugs still showing up in here. Let's get that updated though. Okay. All right. The episodes page still only shows season 1, not season 2. All right. So we do need the mobile. Right now we need the mobile page to show the correct information for the episodes. And we also need season 2 to show up correctly like season 1 does. After that, we need to get the manga updated. We've already added links to all the episodes so people can watch the episodes. But now we need to add links to the manga so people can read the manga also. We got character pages, right? So we need these profiles too for each of these characters. We need profiles added in. And we have the lore. The lore page needs to be updated too. So we got a little bit more work to do. We got a little bit more work, but it's all good. Everything's working great so far. And it's really easy to stay motivated when everything's going so smooth. So, yeah. All right, so it looks like the API was pulling in the wrong episode information. You can see right here, the API is returning Kaiju number 8 instead of Solo Leveling. So it's working on getting that updated for us. And it's using the internet to find that correct information and get that reset for us. And it should be done pretty soon. Let's see what we get back from this. Yeah. Still a little bit of food really quick, man. This streaming has been taking over my life. Really, I haven't even had a chance to eat today. But 17,000 views in 48 hours, you guys can go ahead and take over my life, man. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I was in the Navy. I don't need sleep. I don't need nothing but hard work and dedication. We're going to be all right. For sure. Okay, so looks like it found and fixed the API. So we should get that updated now. All right. So the homepage is still fire. All right, so we got the season 1 in here, right? But I want season 2. Season 2 is not showing up yet. Let's check it out. Still gotta get the mangas showing like they should. Got the characters in here. That's fire. That is fire. All right, cool. So it says, oh, okay, so it's still updating. All right. Yeah, found that problem and it's still getting that fixed for us. It's loading that page again. Let's see what we get. All right. So season 2 still not populating yet. All right. Oh, they're saying there's a rate limit. So a rate limit is basically that when we use API keys, they're limited in the amount of data that they can give us, right? So when we hit the rate limit on an API key, the problem with that is it'll stop us from pulling in new data or new information. It'll limit our usage of the database. So definitely a problem, but we can get that updated, no problem. Don't worry about it. It should have, I think it might have added in a backup. It might have added in a backup. But this is another thing when you're making an app in one day, right? The API limits are daily. So I could just tell the app to save the information that it pulls in locally. Don't just keep pulling the information from the database. Save it locally so we can save data, right? But because, all right, so it looks like it was manually able to get that updated. Now we have both seasons showing up, right? But we want to use the API to get that updated, but we would rather just like have that populate once and save the information so that we can just access that every time without having to, without needing to worry about the API being maxed out, right? All right, so now I can see, even though we set it to season 2, it's still only showing season 1. So what we're going to do is paste that in there. Error. The page is showing both seasons, even when I set the drop down to season 2. All right. So I basically, like we've been doing this entire time, catch a screenshot, let it know the problem, explain that as directly as we can. Try and use technical terms like drop down. This is a drop down. Technically, that's what people call it. So you can say, yeah, the drop down is not functioning the way it's supposed to, pretty much, and it'll be able to update that for us. So now I should be getting that fixed for us. Simple problem. We already got both seasons integrated, right? Got those in, looking nice. Let me check it out on the phone again too. Let me see if that updated. Sometimes it'll fix problems for you without you even noticing it fixed the problems. So let's see. Yeah, boom. Boom. So the episodes were not populating for us, but now they are. Now we can just go to this page, click episodes, and we got all the episodes showing up for us. For real. Super cool. Super nice. Everything's being updated for us. It's like, what more would you want, you know? This is a fully fleshed out app for solo leveling that we got done in one day. Uno Deo. Got things updated. But yeah, it's going great. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm pretty happy with how this is turning out. This is turning out really, really, really nice. Really, really nice. Every day I jump in not knowing what we're gonna get as a result. But, you know, thank God things have been going very well. Very well. And actually, excuse me, I just remembered I forgot to pray today, so I'm gonna go ahead and pray on stream because prayer, this is the only reason why I got here is because of praying. So let me just pray really quick. Dear Lord, thank you for all of these opportunities. Thank you for allowing me to stream. Thank you for allowing these people to learn from my knowledge. And I pray that this stream can help some people out and get some people some great high paying jobs in the technology field and help some people reach their dreams when in the tech field in general. I pray that my motivation can rub off on people and everyone else can be motivated too. And I pray the world can just be a better place. Amen. So yeah, just quick prayer real quick. Gotta pray every day for sure. I pray before every stream, but if I forget, then I gotta pray. So yeah. Amazing. This looks really nice. All the episodes are updated. Everything is taking you exactly where it should. It's just working very well. You can even click watch now and it'll just take you right to go watch it, for free, mind you, for free. You can watch Solo Leveling for free. A couple of commercials show up every now and then, but yeah, free 99. All right. So now we're going to update the manga page because the character or the episode page is all good to go. All right. Error. Update the manga page with the correct real information. Add in the manga covers and links to read the manga. Boom. It's that easy. I'm on a keto diet, so I'm only eating chicken. Only eating chicken. Gives me a lot of energy, though. I need energy to complete this challenge. But yeah, I'm updating the manga page with authentic Solo Leveling manga information, real covers, proper reading, links. Let me first research the actual Solo Leveling manga details and implement the improvements. So now it's processing what the correct information is to add, checking it out. Should be able to get the covers from each manga of Solo Leveling and get that updated for us. I used to watch people eating on stream and be like, man, why are they eating on stream? That's so disrespectful. Now I'm streaming and I get it. Like, kind of got to eat on stream because you got to eat, Like, if I don't eat, I'm not going to have enough energy to give a good stream. So, yeah. All right, finding the manga section and updating that. Updating the manga section with authentic Solo Leveling information. Okay. Need to replace the incorrect stats and add real manga covers and proper reading links. Cool. All right. Not seeing that update yet, but maybe it will. So we can see we have different links, right? Where we can read the book. Cool. So let me see. This don't look like Solo Leveling. This is between, I don't know what that is. All right. This is good. Okay. So I need each of these to go exactly to the manga, right? Like, it got us here. It got us pretty close, right? We go into the home page. We just click this and it gets us. We can see the manga here, but I want each of these like episodes to show up correctly. Oh, it's still updating. All right. All right, so we go to manga. So what happens if we click read? Goes to the wrong page. I don't even know what between us is, but that's not correct. Let me see manga decks. What is this? All right, so this is cool. This gets us there. But we need things updating correctly, though. All right, so first thing I want to do is get these covers added in. I want each of these chapters to have the correct cover. And then we'll fix the links. The chapters are not showing the correct covers. All right, And like always, we don't need any coding at all. All we got to do is really just let it know what we need to fix, and it should get that fixed for us. So far, we have a lot of great detail added in. Got the main page, super clean. The episodes gives us all of these, right? If we want to watch any episode, we can just click right there. It takes us to the free Crunchyroll where we can watch each episode. A lot of detail here. Different characters. Got to update this page, but so far we've been making some decent progress. Let me see if it updated these covers yet. So it's saying, I already know that means that the links aren't updating. Okay, so looks like it's populating. All right. It's always crazy how Replit just updates stuff in real time. Like right in front of your eyes, you'll just be looking at the page and it'll just update. That's always really cool. Let me see if it changed the link. Nah, still ain't changed the link. And I don't know what these images are, but it's not the right images. So let me just say the covers are not correct. Use an API or some online resource to get them updated. All right, and I'm gonna just add another screenshot of what we're seeing so it'll know that it needs to get things fixed for us. Nice. All right, cool. So let's see if we can get that fixed. We are so close. I just need each one of these to link to the full manga for people to read, just like the episodes link correctly. And they give some details. It even gives us a little brief breakdown, and it references which manga the episodes are using, which is really cool. I feel like that's super useful. And we got the lore in here too. It's coming along. Especially for an app made in 2 hours. Like, it's pretty clean for an app made in 2 hours, in my opinion, you know. So we're going. So we can see the covers are displaying, but they're not proper volumes. All right, so now it's searching for the right covers. Okay. So it has an API, which is a database that it can use to pull information from. So it looks like it's pulling from there now, and it'll try and get things updated for us. Okay. Let me view the current latest chapters, endpoints, and add new cover APIs after that. All right. Add the manga cover API after the latest chapter, endpoints, and update the components to use real manga covers. Okay, cool. Looks like it's catching what we're trying to do. You know, it's picking up what we're putting down, and it should be able to get things fixed for us. I mean, this program's been working amazing so far. Like, I love this home screen. It's just so clean. It's simple, but it looks good on the phone. It looks good on the computer. You know, it works. All right, so it's updating these covers. Oh, it kicked me out. Still loading. All right. Okay. So let me see. It's still working. You see what we got. So it looks like it's updating something. Let me see what these images are looking like. Definitely need to be able to click these images and see them like way bigger. Should be able to click each image and have that show up a lot better. And also notice it's going like episode 1 and 2, chapters 2 through 5. So we definitely need these separated clearly by each individual chapter. So it looks like it couldn't catch those images yet. So I'm going to specifically let it know that the method it's using is not working and it needs to use a different method. Use a different method to find the covers. They are not showing correctly. Also, each individual chapter should have its own cover. Boom. So now I should be able to get that updated for us. A little bit of trial and error that's going to happen. So much easier than making this ourselves. If we were making this by hand, manually, this would have taken forever. Like, we would still be working on the front page, and we're a little bit over 2 hours in, and we already got like a full functional app working. Crazy. Vibe coding is really changing everything. Got these trailers showing up and everything. Really clean. And I love how this is like right here on the side, so you don't have to scroll down or anything to find it. But on the phone, it's not right here, right? On the phone, it looks well also. And we got these chapters in here. It's looking clean. It's looking clean so far. I want to add a chat bot to this where you could talk to Jin Woo, but we did that for the Kai Cenat app the other day. So we already did that. Just want to make this look clean and super useful for anybody who's a fan of the solo leveling show like I am. All right. You can see the covers are still showing as placeholder text instead of actual manga covers. All right. Looks like it's updating that so we can get a better solution. Okay. So it's saying it's understanding the problem. Let's see if we can get this fixed though. Should be able to. All right, still loading. Let me see what we got so far though. So now it's saying like chapter 1. All right. Yeah, I don't like how these are sectioned off like this. I want every chapter to show up on here. Every single chapter needs to show up on here. All right, created new API endpoints. Okay. So it looks like it should be done. Let me see. Nah, still not updated. So it probably pulled the images, but it just didn't show them yet, or it just didn't set that up correctly. The images are still not showing. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, it's loading up. What you got? All right, so it sees the images is not showing, and it sees it got placeholders. So it's looking for a better way to do things. Huh. Okay. Come on, let's get something. Let's get something. Give me something. Give me something. Come on. Come on. So we might need a different API to pull from, which is fine. We can use another API. It's not a problem. So what we can do, right, just in case, I'm going to ask, what API can I use to pull manga covers from solo leveling? Right? So we use AI to use AI. That's the secret. Like, if we ever have any questions or any specifics or any advice that we need to make things a little bit better, just ask ChatGPT. All right, so manga decks should be able to pull them, right? So, yeah. No authentication required. All right, so it says we should be able to use manga decks. I think we're already trying to use that. But if we're not, we can get that updated. Yeah, it's still not updating the covers correctly. That's so crazy. All right. So what I'm going to do is say, use the Manga Decks API to pull the covers. And I'm going to go to ChatGPT. Where's that at? And get that ChatGPT pulled up that we were just showing. All right. And all I'm going to do is zoom that out a little bit. Make sure all of that's showing on screen. And I'm going to catch a screenshot of all of this so it can know exactly what I want it to do. Right? I'm going to just take the information that ChatGPT gave us and drop that in here. and I'm gonna ask it to use this API, which is a database that has all the information we need for the covers. So it should be able to use that and get things set up correctly. So I'm implementing Manga DX API properly to fetch authentic solo leveling covers as shown in your guide. Let me update the API to use the correct Manga DX endpoints to fix the cover fetching. All right, so it should be able to get that solved for us. And that'll be one less thing we need to worry about. So we do have the ratings though. This manga's rated 9.8. That's insane. So there's 14 volumes in total, 179 chapters. Oh, okay. So these are set up in volumes, I guess. But I want them individual chapters though. I would rather individual chapters so people can just read each separately. Realistically, we could link the actual manga here so we could have it go to a resource that has free manga episodes and just pull each of those and have it show up directly in the app. But we don't want to do that on YouTube. It's really easy. If someone wanted to do that though, it'd take like 5 minutes to get that part set up. But yeah, we don't want to do that on YouTube yet. All right, so it's saying that it used the API to fetch the covers, but I'm not seeing them update still. So we just let it know. The covers are still using placeholders. All right. So ideally, you can get this updated for us pretty fast. I'll test the MangaDex API directly and fix the cover fetching issues. Okay. So it looks like that is updating for us, and we should be able to get the right information in there. Okay. Just waiting on that. All right, still populating. All right, so that should be updating for us pretty soon. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, so it says the API is working and returning fallback covers and Wikipedia. All right. Oh, okay, so it looks like it's bugging out, but it's finding the issue and it's updating that issue for us. I can see the issue. The app is using single page navigation systems when sections are managed within the home page. Okay, so looks like it found out what was causing the problem, but these are still not being updated. I don't know what's up with that. That's so weird. All right. The covers have not updated. So I'm not sure why it's not updating the covers, but it might honestly not be worth it to dwell on that right now. We've made so much progress and there's so much more we could add in. No real reason to get caught up on these covers showing up. I'm not even sure necessarily if people will really be looking at these covers that much, but we'll try one more time to get that updated. Oh, okay. So multiple covers for the same chapter, that's what's causing a problem for us. So we only want one cover per chapter, right? And because it's having these chapters all show up in groups like this, that's kind of messing things up. So I'm gonna let it know, show all the chapters individually, and that should be able to solve the problem, I believe. Show each chapter individually. Do not group them. All right. So I usually wait till it's done with what it was working on before I add something else, but it seems like the problem is that the chapters are not showing individually. So I'm gonna let it know, show the chapters individually. So hopefully that can fix the API problem and we can get those right covers showing. Okay. It keeps saying that they're updating, but I'm not seeing them update. I'll modify the manga section to show each individual chapter instead of grouping them into story arcs. This will give users more detailed view of the manga progression. Okay. So let's see what we get back from that. I can see they're still grouped. And what we're dealing with right now with these covers, I would consider it a loop where basically you keep trying to get things to change, but it keeps giving us the same results over and over again. And usually to get out of a loop, what you want to do is go in a different direction, right? Just ask the AI for something unrelated to what you're working on so it can get out of that mindset. Because when AI gets stuck in a loop, it can be pretty stubborn and it'll just keep trying the same thing over and over again, no matter what. So let me see what we got. So it looks like it separated everything into chapters now. Okay, so I'm saying season 1, episode 1 and chapter 1. This is not correct. Oh, okay, so it is. All right, so it is pointing out the actual individual episode. Okay, cool. So these chapters are all in episode 1. So each of these has season 1 episode on it. Season 1, episode 1. All right, so what I'm going to do is say, now I'm going to ask it to update the covers one more time. It should be able to get that done now because now the chapters are separated. I think that was causing a problem. Error. The covers are showing placeholder images. All right, so let's see if we can get this updated now. All right. So the problem was the covers were not showing correctly. They were showing some placeholder images or just some standard images that were there in case there was no real image found. But we did find the real images, but the way the chapters were organized, they were organized in groups. So they don't have covers for groups of chapters. They have covers for each individual chapter. So all we had to do is separate the chapters outside of groups and okay, so it looks like the images are not loading correctly. Okay. So I guess they have limitations on allowing people to use their covers with the API. Okay, so what I'm gonna say is use a different resource then. Do not use placeholder images. Pull real images for the covers from a different resource. All right. So I guess the API has some limitation where it won't let you show the covers of the manga for some reason. So I'm telling it to use a different resource now. It should be able to find another place to check. And let's pull up ChatGPT because it gave us a backup, right? Analyst graphics. So this should be a good backup that we can use. And I'm going to add this in as a reference. I see there are attached solo leveling images available. So it's saying it's finding the covers, right? And it has the volume covers now from the Wikipedia page. The solo leveling fandom wiki was able to find covers there. So It gave us a HTTP 200 code. That 200 code means it worked. When you ever see 200 code, that means success. So it should have been able to get those from what it's saying. Let's see. It's crazy. The complicated stuff is easy, but the easy stuff a lot of times can be pretty complicated for some reason. All right, so they did not update. Again. All right, so the images did not update. All right, so just posted that screenshot and said the images didn't update. And I'm not gonna lie, I could move on from this, but, and I'm not even sure if people really care as much about the covers, but I really do want the covers to show in there. It's just like, I just want this app to be perfect, really. And it's such a simple thing that should be working correctly, but it looks like it's just not able to catch things. So it's even saying that it updated the images, but the page just didn't load them. All right, so now it says the images are updated, even though it said that before, but I don't know. Let's see. Let's find out. They're still not updated. They're still not updated. Or they weren't just now. Let me see. Yeah, they're still not updating. All right, so looks like we hit that budget again. I'm gonna go ahead and update the budget again. All right. So let me get that updated. Add another $10 in there. Okay. All right. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to go back to ChatGPT and ask it to use this or this, right? And I'm gonna just let it know the covers are not updating. The covers still did not update. Use one of these APIs to pull the cover. All right, so this is the last time I'm trying. Now I'm giving it 2 different APIs as options to use. If it can't pull from this method, then we just got to move on from this point. Again, the covers aren't necessarily the most important thing, right? Like, people aren't going to this to use covers or to see covers from the manga, but it's just, I personally know it will make the app a little bit better to have those covers in there. So I'm just doing everything I can to make this app as nice as possible. But so now it's saying it's trying to use one of these methods. All right. And we are also doing an anime app in the future. So this app, all the different information we learned from this, like if you notice with my pattern, we did the Quentin Tarantino app and then we followed that up with the movies app. The Tarantino app was more of a learning experience, but the movies app went a lot smoother. So I'm using these opportunities to gain more information in real time so that we can use that for the next app. I can see the cover is not updating and you're provided APIs to use, implementing analyst, graph, QL API to fetch authentic solo leveling manga covers since it's reliable and doesn't use API key. Okay, let me find the exact manga chapter cover codes and update it. Okay, now I'll replace the existing manga cover API with the analyst, graph, QL implementation to fetch authentic solo leveling covers. Nice. So this should be good pretty soon. Okay. See what we get. Let's see what we get. All right. Excellent. The Annie list API works perfect and returns authentic solo leveling cover images. All right. So it's saying that it said it before. API is still returning old wiki covers. Let me force refresh the API by restarting the server workflow. Okay. So now it's restarting the server to get that updated. Yeah, I don't know what this is. I don't know why I was showing that. But yeah. Still no update to the images at all. Let me see. So it's saying this is a cover image that it's using. I'm not seeing that cover show up though. It's so weird. It's interesting with the AI. It's like sometimes it'll just get caught up in these the weirdest problems. All right, so let me just let it know the page didn't update. It probably has static images that in here. The page didn't update with a new cover. All right, let me see what it gave, what it thinks it gave us though. Successfully implemented solo leveling covers. Replace fandom wiki URLs. All right, the manga section should now show. Add cache busting to force immediate display of new cover. The page did not update. All right, hopefully this can get populated with the new cover. I can see the covers are still showing placeholders. Let me check what's happening to the front end cache and force a complete refresh. All right, so apparently it has the covers in here, but they're just not updated. I don't know. I'm getting a little bit suspicious. The issue seems to be the get cover image function. So maybe the way the page is built, it was just wrong. So it's showing us the wrong information. So I believe that it has the pictures for the cover images, but it's just not showing them correctly. All right. Let's see what we got. Okay. Attempt number 7,042. Still no update to these cover images, man. So it's saying the cover images should be updating. I think there's a problem with the cache. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the page and I'm going to run it again. I'm resetting the app manually now. I'm manually resetting the app to make sure that there's no cache saving any image. And no, the images are not updating. All right, so let me just try something else really quick to get it looking on something else. All right, so the manga should be taking us to the correct manga page or the manga chapter, but it's not. So I'm gonna highlight this and highlight that. So basically what I did was I caught a screenshot of the button that I pressed, and I caught a screenshot of the link that the button went to. And I'll say the read button on the manga page is not going to the correct chapter or manga. All right. So since it's not able to update those covers correctly, I want to kind of move it away from that for a second because it's just caught in a loop at this point. I'm not sure why, but it should be really easy to update these images, but it's just not doing it. I mean, we've done a lot more advanced things than update the cover images, right? But for some reason, it's just being stubborn. And I can see right here, these are manual static images that it has, right? So when I click image, it goes to where the image is built. This is a manual image that I had saved in here. This is not an image that is pulling from online. So for some reason, it has these images that it created and it put here instead of showing the image that it should be showing. I'm not sure why, but I'm just trying to get it away from that so we can go back a little bit later and try and get it fixed. So I click the chapter, right? Boom. I click chapter 1. It goes to chapter 1 now. So now we have the correct chapters showing. Oh, well, chapter 1 was correct. And this goes, oh, no, it says, oh, some of these are not free. Okay. So when you click the chapter, it takes you to where you can read it, right? So you click read and it goes to read it. All right, so let's see what chapter 5 goes. Okay. So you got to sign up. All right, cool. So all of these now go to a page where you can find the different chapters. All right. And episode 1 actually lets you read it because you don't need to sign up to get episode 1. All right, cool. So that works. So we need to remove the webtoon page from it. All right. And then the last thing we're going to do is try and get that chapter page image updated one more time. So I'm going to say remove the webtoon link from the manga page, right? And I'm going to post that because the webtoon, that's just not even, they don't even have solo leveling there. And manga decks, let's see what we get. All right, so this goes to the correct page as well. Nice. Let's see if we can read from here though. So this lets us read it. Okay. So, okay. So we're going to want to use the manga decks chapter links instead of TappyToon, because manga decks lets you read everything for free. So we're going to make it so that if you click any of these links, it'll go to the actual chapter, right? So at that point, currently, right, we have all the episodes built in here with rating systems, right? Really cool background. We have the home page, which we can just refresh this. This is the home page that we have, right? Home page is really fire. We can click watch now. That takes us to the actual solo leveling page where we can watch the episodes. And the page is still loading that update. Okay. Yeah, so let me wait. Once we're done, I'll give a breakdown of the entire app and everything that we've done so far. Really cool app. All right. So let me see. All right, so now it just has TappyToon and manga decks. Okay. So now I'm going to highlight this portion. Now I'll say make the read button go to the manga decks link for each chapter. All right. So now it's using the manga decks link because this is free, right? This costs money. This is free. So if we use the manga decks link, every time we click one of these, it'll go right to that actual chapter so we can just read it. And I think that'll be really cool. And you can see we can click refresh and it will actually, or should refresh the page. Looks like that's just for show now. All right. Now I need to create the get manga decks chapter ID function. Okay, so it's just updating that so each chapter will show up correctly. Let me fix the failed replacement and add the manga decks mapping. Okay, so it looks like whatever it tried failed. So it's just updating that to something that works. Okay. Now I need to fix the duplicate imports and ensure the read button functionality works correctly. Also adding the manga DX URL typo. Cool. All right, fixing the error. Nice. The URLs are now correct and now it's testing. So it updated those URLs for us and it's just testing everything out, making sure things work. Last thing we're going to do one more time. All right. we're gonna try and get these covers updated one more time because I need those updated. It's not enough. It's not enough. All right, so let me check it out. Manga. So 2. It's loading. Huh. So I can already tell it's not going to the correct chapters. And it's not even loading. It's weird. All right, let me see. Let me see. So it looks like it's trying to go to chapter 65, but it's like the page isn't even loading though. So when we click this, it goes right here. And we can click any one of these individual chapters and it'll pull it up for us. No problem. Right? No accounts, nothing. Okay. That's so weird. All right. So it says chapters right here. These are all unorganized too, though. Index. Chapter 1. Okay. So it skips from 15 to 45 and 48. Okay, it looks like it might not have all the chapters here. That's interesting. All right. Okay, okay. So are any of these working? Looks like none of these are working correctly. Huh. Chapter not found. Okay. The links are not working correctly. Chapter 1. Oh, this chapter can be found at Web Novel. Okay. So that worked. Chapter 1 worked. It's just chapter 2 isn't working. Yeah. So let me try and get that updated. Maybe we can get it to work. All right. So we do have the link right here, right? And from here you can get to every chapter, it looks like. Like there's a lot of chapters in here, but it's weird. It has 0 through 15 and it has 45 through 46. So it looks like it just doesn't have all of the chapters. Okay, so I said show unavailable chapters and it has a lot of chapters that it's not pulling up. Okay. That's cool. Issue is that the chapter entry points to external URLs rather than direct chapter readers. Let me update the approach to use actual working chapter links from the API resource. So maybe it'll get that updated for us, maybe not. But we'll see. We will see. All right, let me check it out. All right, so episode 2 works. So 4, it goes right here where we could try and get it logged in, right? That's cool. What about episode 1? Episode 1 works also. All right, cool. So, I mean, that's about as much as we can expect, right? Like if the chapter is free, then we can get to it. But if it's not free, then we can't get to it, but we can find a way, we can go to an option so we can pay a couple dollars and get to it. I'm not showing people how to steal anime or anything like that. I'm just showing people how to build websites. So it's completely understandable. So now that we've gone a little bit outside of the scope of the covers, let's try and get back one more time. The covers are using static images. So I'll try and fix the covers one more time. No promises at all. No promises at all. I don't know what's going to happen with that, but it looks like it's just being stubborn, you know? It's just being stubborn. If we had some more time, I would manually update these covers, or I would check out for another resource. But the whole goal of this 30 apps in 30 days situation is that people need to be able to build these apps in one day with no experience, no background, nothing. You should be able to just turn your computer on and build a full app in one day. And that's my goal. That's what I'm going for. So that is the whole focus of this challenge. After this 30-day, 30 app challenge, I will be going a lot more detail into making an app and showing all of the specific information that a lot of people have been asking for. Also have a video prepared. Yeah, so this is fine. This is fine for now. That's fine. This is okay. This looks good. It's clean. And it goes up. So let me say add the missing manga to the page. All right, so I'm gonna just say error. The manga page only goes up to chapter 20. Add the missing manga pages. So these are fine, actually. The chapter, I wanted the covers in here just because, you know, aesthetically that would just look a lot nicer. Some previous apps I built in the comic book side, like I built a Green Lantern app and I was able to get the actual cover for each individual comic book. But it looks like this API just isn't working like I thought it would. And like I said, we could always find another method to add them in, but it wouldn't really be as convenient. And my whole goal of this challenge is to show people the convenience of vibe coding with Replit to make apps really, really fast. So yeah, the goal of this is making an app very fast that's really cool and functional. You know, like when I'm watching Solo Leveling, I'm going to use this app because this is a really cool app and aesthetically it's just super clean. The design is really nice. It looks really cool. Yeah. And it does update the archive live. You know, you can see last time I updated 9:47. It's 9:47 p.m. right now. But yeah, as that episode section, each of these episodes shows up, gives you a trailer, has a rating, right? Episode number, air date. So it says 4.4 out of 10. It should be out of 5. So I'm going to update that now. Once it finishes this portion, so it's getting the chapters updated. Once these chapters are updated, I'll let it know that the episode's ranking is showing out of 10. See, you can see this has the stars, right? So the stars are supposed to be out of 5, like everybody knows. But Replit doesn't know that. So we're going to update Replit. We're going to get that changed and get things populated, and we can wrap this app up. All right, so it should have added in all of the chapters now. Let's check it out. So it looks like it goes up to chapter 30 so far, but we can update that and it'll have more. And if we click the chapter, it'll take us where we can check it out. If the chapter is free, you can watch it, or you can just read it directly. Like chapter 1 is offered for free to read. So we can just go right to the chapter and read the anime from here. And then if we want to watch the show, say we want to watch episode 8, boom, we can go ahead, go to Crunchyroll. It'll take us right where we can check out the episodes. So, and it gives us a couple of different options. And last thing, I really just want to make sure that the rating system is showing correct. All right. Rating system shows out of 10 when it should be out of 5. Boom. So we should be able to get this updated really soon. Get that final change made that we're looking for. That just looks off, you know. But yeah, these are real ratings that are being updated in real time. It tells you what actual chapters the manga is based on. So, see, it has like the out of 5, right? No, it's not 2.2 out of 5. No. Yeah, looks like it messed up the rating system. All right. All right. The rating system is not correct. Pull the correct ratings from an online resource. All right, so it looks like it's not pulling in the correct rating system, so I'm just asking it to update the rating system and pull that from the right resource. So it should be pulling the rating system from some API or something like that. But yeah, once that is updated, we should be good to go, man. We should be good to go. Really fleshed out app so far, really clean. Yeah, just a nice looking app. Has all of these different characters that we can check out. Shadows, monarchs, hunters, all, you know, gives some basic details about each of these. It gives you their rank and some information about them. We could obviously add in a ton of different characters if we wanted to or whatever, but like I said, I'm giving this app away for free. So if anybody wants to check it out, update it, add some more information to it, turn it into whatever they want. You could even sell this if you wanted to, realistically. Feel free. Feel free. That's why I'm doing it. I'm trying to help people out and give them some information and like get everybody started on this journey. For sure. You can see this has the chapters and what episode it relates to. That's really cool. All right. So ratings. I don't know why it's saying I don't know. I get what it did. I said it was rated out of 10 instead of out of 5, but the numbers, the rating was correct. It was just the ratings weren't given the right range. Should have been out of 5, not 10. But we should be able to get that updated really soon. And yeah. All right, so it's updating the correct scores from IMDb. It's checking. It's actually, so Replit right now is actually going on to imdb.com, looking at the actual rating systems for each episode, pulling that information and adding it to the website. So just like someone manually would have been doing that and I could have gone to IMDb and said, set this episode to this rating, et cetera, for each episode. But it's doing it automatically. So we don't even have to worry about that at all. It's really nice. So that should be done. And let's see what we got. All right. So gonna go to episodes. All right, cool. So it still says 4.4 out of 10. Let me check. IMDb Solo Leveling episode 1. What is IMDb rating this episode, man? 8. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna highlight this, right? And I'm gonna go here, paste that image in, and I'll let it know the ratings you gave are not matching IMDb's ratings. All right, so I'll just show it the image of IMDb and let it know the rating system that you're giving is not matching IMDb's ratings. And it should be able to get those updated. Huh. let me fetch the complete IMDb data to get all accurate ratings. So it looks like now it's checking IMDb and it's able to compare, because it's not making any sense. I don't know why it's giving these ratings like 4.4 out of 10 when IMDb is showing the episode got an 8.1 rating. But it looks like it's getting that populated for us now. So you can see it has all of these. These match exactly what I implemented. Let me check what's currently showing on the website. So it looks like it did update the rating system to the right ratings, but it's just not showing correctly on the website, apparently. Or maybe, no, yeah, still not updating. It's not a 4.2 out of 10. So it might just be some glitch in the system. Might be not, like, it might just be caching the page or something like that. Where it's just not updating that. So I'm gonna show Replit what I'm seeing on the page for the ratings and let it go from there, because it should be able to check that out and be like, oh man, my bad, I'm not showing you the correct rating system. Let me update that. So I will just say error. The page is not showing the correct ratings. So it looks like it's just having a problem with getting things updated. So it knows what information it needs to add to the page. It's just not adding that correctly. Okay. So it's saying the API isn't used correctly or there's a caching issue. So it does notice the problem at least. I need to find where the episode ratings are being displayed in the front end. Let me search for the episode rendering code. Boom. All right, so it found that episode rendering code. And so it looks like the API is just not going where it should be. And the API decides where it goes through this routes file right here, right? So this routes file, well, let me get that back. It's like updating stuff. So, oh, okay, so it's updating the route file, so I can't open that right now. You see. All right, yeah, I got that. All right, cool. So this route file is the file that's being used to update the actual page, right? So when the API gives information to the website, it goes through the routes file. And the routes file says, hey, API, take this information and put it on the front page so people can see it. So that's just a simple way to break that down. Let me get these closed. All right, so it's saying the rating system should be updated. Let's check it out. Still not updating. Really, really weird. Really weird. This is a simple fix. So that makes me think this web page is just not reading the information correctly right now. Let me try and stop the server and start it again. I'm restarting this server because just like with a computer, sometimes you'll have some glitches where things are just not showing up the way they should. And that could easily just be because the server is having a little bit of bugs. So even though it's a cloud server, it still works just like a normal computer. We couldn't reach this app. Strange. So stop, run, get this back started again. It's loading. Reconnecting. It's having a, Okay. So it looks like we lost connection to replit.com for a second, but it's loading now. And that kind of leads me to think there might have been a server problem. So yeah, these are still not updating. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the episode page right here, right? Oh, okay. So we do see these are updating, but the cache is not updating because this web page is not showing the correct information, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna right click this, right? And I'm gonna click new private window. So we got a window opened up that doesn't have any saved information about the website. And I'm going to click right here and copy this because this is the URL that we can use to get to the website. And now I'm about to go to a new page that doesn't have anything saved. Press Control V, boom, we got that there. And we see that the correct ratings are showing up. So it was really just a browser problem. So it's always good if you're having problems with your website design, check the browser. And you can see these covers are updated too. So we got the correct cover showing in here. So that's populating correctly. Everything's looking nice now, a lot cleaner. Spent about an hour trying to get those covers updated, but turns out it was just a problem with the actual browser. But it's all good. Like that's just how web design works. Sometimes you look left and the problem was right. Sometimes you look right and the problem was left. You know, like it is what it is. The more you troubleshoot, the more you learn how to solve problems in web development, and the better you get, the faster you get, the more money you get. It's that easy. All right, so last thing we need to update. This is something that's just like, oh, okay, so they did remove that. All right, cool, never mind. So that did get updated. All right, so you can see right here, every time we go to this page, it live updates the more recent information. We have all of the different episodes built into here. We can go all episodes. We can check out season 1 alone, right? Check out season 2. Not bad for an app that was built in a couple of hours, right? So we got both seasons. We got all the different anime chapters in here. These covers would show, as we know, it's just this browser is not updated. So if we click any of the individual chapters, it'll pull up the actual manga. So we can read the manga if you want to. If you watch episode 1 and you're like, that was a really cool episode, I wonder how the manga was, right? You can go over to the manga portion and it'll show you the exact chapters that were used. Or you can go in the episode portion, click the episode, and it'll show you the exact chapters that were referenced in that episode also. So it's really cool. Really, really cool, really useful. Has a lore portion, right? Where we have a couple of different pieces of information about lore for the characters, and we can get these images updated. But, I mean, it's not really a big deal, right? But obviously, if you wanted to, you could get these images updated for sure. And you know what? Let's just see if we can get these updated really quick. Let's see if we can automatically get these updated, because we could always manually add some images in. Again, if you want to manually add an image for this, what you want to do is you just click this select button, right here. Click that select button, click the image. And okay, so this is an internet resource. This image is from an internet resource. So for an internet resource, we can just copy and paste the image here and tell it change the hunter rating picture. But if it wasn't an internet resource, if it was locally saved, you would just be able to click the select tool and click that. Like with this, if you want to change the text coloring or anything like that, you don't have to do any coding at all. Just click it, click the select tool, click it. If you don't want to make that change, you can just, kind of close that out and you're good to go. But yeah, so let's see if we can get these lore images updated. Okay, update the images on the lore page to real images from solo leveling. All right, cool. So again, like always, we don't need to do any coding at all. Just let it know we need to update the image, and it'll update that image for us, and we should be good to go. Sometimes it'll have a little bit of struggles, and that's just because copyright, like it'll kind of fight you a little bit if you try and use a copywritten image sometimes, but sometimes it'll automatically update. So still trying to replace the images individually. Okay. So looks like it's going through each image and replacing it with the image from solo leveling. Nice. Nice. Let's see what we get back though. Okay, it's still loading. All right, we can even actually check out what is changing, right? So in here, it went to This thing always bounces around. Oh, because it's still processing. All right, so it went to the client source data lore.ts file, and it changed these lines of code right here that I highlighted. So this is the actual place where you would go. If you wanted to change it to a different image, you would just put this URL as whatever image URL you wanted to use. So since it's already changing that, we don't need to worry about that. But if you ever want to manually change an image on your web page, that'll work. So look, you can see these images are no longer available. It wasn't able to correctly update the image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight that and let it know the images were not properly updated. And I'm going to go ahead and say error. So it knows that there's a problem with that. And it should be able to get this updated for us, get that right image in there. We should be good to go for sure. I can see the issue, the image URLs I need are not working properly, showing image does not exist. Let me use authentic solo leveling images from reliable sources that actually display correctly. Okay, sounds good. All right, it's saying it updated the images again. All right, let's see what we get. Now it's restarting the app. Okay. Let's see what we get. Still loading. All right. And looks like it updated. Let's see. No, I wasn't able to update that. All right, cool. So let's just get these manually updated just because I just need these images clean, man. Solo leveling and system. All right. So it's always good to, like, if we can't get things updated automatically, we only need 4 images, right? So it's a good opportunity to show what that'll look like. So for system, right? I feel like this is a good image for the system. Or no, nah, that guy, he messed it up. All right, cool. So what I'm going to do here, say update the image for system manually to this. All right. So hopefully that's able to know what page I was talking about. It should, I believe. Update the lore data to use it. Okay. So we got system, we got hunter rankings. Let's get that updated really quick. All right. Hunter rankings, solo leveling. All right. So let me get a good image for that. Need something that makes sense. Okay. It's cool right here. Definitely makes sense for the rankings, right? Just get that S in there. Update hunter rankings image. All right. So you can see. Oh, where the image is at. All right, so the character page still looks good. Oh, it's still updating. Okay. All right. So let me check on a private browser again. Just want to make sure that the website cache isn't causing any issues. So Control C that. Private browser. Again, if you're doing web dev and your website isn't looking like you think it should, just try it on a different browser. Okay, yeah, so it's not updating. And I can see some glitches showing up here. Like the images just aren't loading correctly. That's interesting. All right. We're at the final stretch here. So it should be updating these, but it looks like it's not. Not yet. All right. So I'm gonna just take this screenshot right here, paste that in here. The images are not updating correctly as requested. All right. So it should be able to get that fixed for us. And again, no code needed at all. It'll just check out the problem that I just pointed out, and it should be able to give us a solution. No coding at all. Ever. For this entire 30-day challenge, I'm not writing one line of code because I want people to know that they can do this without writing any code at all either. All right, so now it's checking the server. It's configured, okay. All right, finding the correct place to add the static files, okay. So it was pulling from a database, and I'm giving it files that it can use locally, right? So even though I gave it local files and it added the local files, it was still looking for a database. So it just needs to get that process updated, and it should be able to update the actual images for us. All right, boom. So first thing I noticed, this image isn't showing as much as we need to. But let's get these other images updated really quick, and then I'll let it know if anything needs to be updated. Okay. Gates and dungeons. And that's what we're going to do, right? Copy that. Paste that here. Paste that here. Paste that here. And I'm going to do Shadow Army. I'm going to do Monarchs. And we're going to do the rulers. Get all those populated at once. And we're just going to press enter. 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 Images. 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 All right, cool. So Shadow Army. Gotta use a crazy picture for the Shadow Army. All right, let's go with this one. Let's go with this one. Right here, it's cool. Perfect. All right. Update Shadow Army image to this. All right, boom. So got the Shadow Army, Gates and Dungeons. This is a crazy, crazy image right here. Perfect. Okay. And we're just going to say update Gates and Dungeons image. So I don't even really got to think about it, right? Just tell it to update the image, give it the name of the image, and it'll just do it. Monarchs, this looks fire. Crazy image right here. Get that in there. Boom. Update, let me make sure I spell that correctly. Okay. Update Monarchs image. Okay, cool. And now we got the rulers. I don't even know who these people are. I guess it's probably later in the show or something. But the artwork is so crazy on this anime. Everything looks really cool. All right. Get that in there and update the rulers image. All right. So last image should be getting populated. Let's check out lore. Got the gates, Shadow Army. All right, cool. All right, so the system image is the only one that's not looking right. Wanted to wait to update it until the end just in case. All right. And I think I can show another way that we can update the images, right? So when the images are being pulled from online, we can't use this trick. But if the images are hosted locally, all we have to do, right? Oh, it updated it automatically. Dang. All right. It looks like it already caught that. I was going to show a new way that we can do it. Oh, so it's not showing correctly on here, though. That's so weird. I think it's the cache. I think it's caching the image. That cache causes problems sometimes. Nah, it's not showing the right image. All right. So what we can do is, see, this looks correct, though. I kind of don't even want to touch it, right? Because It looks good, but all right, let me just say the system image is cut off on the PC version. All right. So what we could do though, we could just click this, right? Click that select tool right here, and then we just click that image. And all it is saved remotely, so we can't update it. But man, I guess it's just the way it's storing these images for this situation. Sometimes you can just click that select tool and you can click an image and it'll just let you replace that image right there, but not for these, unfortunately. We'll get another opportunity to show that though. The system image is cut off on the PC version. All right, so now I'm about to just show it what that looks like and why it's a problem. All right. So it should be able to get this updated for us, and yeah, should be good to go. I can see the system image is being cropped at the top and bottom, cutting off the notification header. Yep, so it even understands what part of the image I wanted to see. So now it'll be able to update that for us. Like, it's crazy how intelligent this program is, honestly. But you can see it change over here already, right? So, and boom, looks great here. Now all of these are looking a lot clearer. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. All right, nice, nice. Super clean. We got all the episodes in here, right? Both seasons. Each one of these has its own little trailer that it shows up on. Has a rating, the air date, episode number, duration. If you want to watch the episode now, you can go to a place where you can watch it for free on Crunchyroll. It tells you what manga were used, what chapters of the manga you should read if you like the episode. You know, it gives you a couple different options to get to that. You can click browse episodes and it'll go right here, right? And you go back home. You click watch now. It'll take you right to that same page to check it out in real time. You can go to a character page and it gives you a breakdown of some of the characters. You know, you can separate hunters, monarchs, shadows. We can add a lot more characters in, but this is just an example, really. Just want to show what's possible to be done in one day. It even gives us some cool details, right? Like the system, right? We have daily quests that require mandatory training. This is all the system that Jinwoo needs to use in solo leveling. So stat points distributed manually. So it has all these different details. It even has his job class. He's a necromancer. And then it has the rankings. It tells you what percentage of the population is each rank, which is really cool. The Shadow Army gives you his details on the Shadow Army. You know, like, it's just a really cool page with a lot of cool information about solo leveling. If you're interested in using, if you like solo leveling, this is a great place to check it out. But yeah, it just gives you some great information. It updates in real time. You can see the last time it was updated, it was 10:16. You know, it's constantly updating. You can see it's connected. That means it's able to pull real-time information. Shows you all of that. And yeah, I think we made some amazing progress, honestly, for one day of work. Gonna just show what it looks like on the phone really quick. So this is the phone app, right? Let me get that light out the way. All right. So yeah, it's the phone app. We can see it works perfect. Got the different people in there, different details in there. Fresh. Go back to the main page. Go to the episodes, right? And it'll take us right where we can watch the episode right now. Right? So if you wanted to watch an episode of Solo Leveling, it would get you right where you need to watch it. Fully functional app. Fully functional app. Built in one setting on live stream. I mean, it's pretty crazy. Like, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, that completes day 6 of our 30 apps in 30 days challenge. Yeah, only person that's ever done this challenge, only person that even thought of it. When I first started, I was wondering why people don't do this, but I'm getting it now. It is it's a little bit of a hustle. It's a little bit of a grind, but it's all good. It's nothing to me. We're going to get it in. Definitely going to finish this challenge. So, boom. Another one accomplished. We got 23 days left. 710 experience points gained from this. We got 3,000 points in total that we're going to need to hit. So, yeah. Let's see what we got tomorrow. All right. So, tomorrow we got the anime app, right? We just did the solo leveling app, and tomorrow we're going to do the anime app. So, if you guys like anime, if you were interested in the solo leveling app, I guarantee you if you like anime, you should definitely check out the anime app we built tomorrow. If you guys saw my movie app that we built on like day 2, I think, like it's really cool. It's really cool. We're going to have that same level of depth. Yeah, everything. So it's just a cool, interesting experience. I really hope it helped you guys out and gave you guys some more knowledge on software development and vibe coding and using Replit to really make money. If you watch these videos, you will be able to really make money with Replit and vibe coding in general. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much a wrap. My name is Adrian Glenn. This is Military Grade Automation. Really appreciate you guys for watching. If you got to this point, I really would appreciate you guys to like, comment, and subscribe. But yeah, another day, another dollar. See you guys tomorrow. Have a good weekend. Have a good day.